Hello, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney. How's everybody doing? Oh, dang it, I got a low battery right now. Where is the thing I used to charge? Where's the thing that I used to charge the controller? How come I didn't get rid of this? Where is it? I don't want my controller to die. Where'd I put the wire? I had the wire. Where did the wire go? Imagine having low battery on your controller. This post was made by the... I don't know, everything runs on batteries these days. Which controller is not dying? But how is everybody doing today? Everybody having a good day so far? Who's ready for more Great Ace Attorney? Let's try to finish up the last part of the first case before we move on to the next case, right? Oh, goodness. I'm trying to find the dang wire. Is that it? Is this wire? No. I usually have the wire. Why? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Wire. Wire. I found it. It was in the depths of the corner. Don't ask about the depths of the corner, it was there though. This post was made by the Wire Control Gang. Well, my control is about to be wired. Alright, there we go. Let's do it. Let's continue the game now that I'm playing wired. So, I was surprised that the first case of this game didn't end shortly. I was playing this game for like 3 hours the last time, and it's not even over yet. I don't know how much longer there is, but let's see what happens. Alright, let's go. We're back. 22nd of November, 1:14 p.m. in the Supreme Court of Justice. Courtroom number 2. Ah, yes, she showed up. She has some important evidence. Well, I understand that you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom? Ah, a judicial assistant and a woman no less. Ouchie's about to get a big ol' ouchie after this court. The rules state that females are not permitted into this court of law other than to testify. Oh, we're that far back, aren't we? Yes, I fully understand. I asked only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence that I must hand over to the defense. Ah, you're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded. 5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more. But, Your Excellency, I am most grateful. Yay! She's gonna help us out. Oh, she's over here. Oh, we're like one happy family together, aren't we? We're all here in the same side. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. Please simply accept this for now. What is it, a report about something written in English? It's Josiah Brett's research. Oh, the English woman's. After the trial resumed early, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's lab in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So, does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. Oh, no, of course not. Special characteristics of curare and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Curare? What's that? I've never heard that word before. Time's up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser from the courtroom. There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful, thank you. Alright, so she comes in, helps out a lot, and she needs to be removed for being too helpful. Oh wow, are you telling me that woman can also help out? Oh my goodness, my mind has been blown. Goodbye then, and good luck. By the way, oh, she literally vanished. She's a ghost. She ghost. You have had long enough, counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. Ah, Miss Goose Lady. I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but, hold on. I want to look at this. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. The effects: instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. The above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full body paralysis must first be found, or patients would die of suffocation. So it's like, there are many times he could have had this applied. It's a poison. He got poisoned. The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency. Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance. Yes, I know. Oh, there's that slam we need. By the way, chat, audio A-okay so far? Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett? Yes, Your Excellency? If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer. It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline. Forgive me, Miss Brett. It seems I wasn't clear. I realized it was phrased as a question. However, you staying in court. I must ask you to treat that as an order. You stay in court, Miss Brett. I've said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense. Baka, ni-chan, what does that mean? My apologies, dear lady. Ni-sama. So, counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? So wait, I actually have to choose it? What if I just choose something else? Ah, my badge, my collar pin. Can I present that to everybody, though? I would like to present everybody to the carbonated bottled water. Anybody want to drink? Drink.
Yes!
Yes! Miss Josiah Brett, we understand that you were studying under Dr. Wilson at UMA University doing research. She's silent. Research by sheer coincidence, perhaps, into a deadly poison? What? Poison? Where are you going with this, counsel? A toxin known as Curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
Objection! What complete and utter nonsense? Curare, you say? I've never even heard of it. You wouldn't have done. What do you mean? I mean that you wouldn't have heard of Curare before for one very simple reason. It doesn't exist in our country. It doesn't exist. Correct, which means no matter what test the police can do for toxins, they never identify Curare. That's satisfying, Slam. Why? Because there is no test available here that can identify the presence of this highly deadly poison. Ah! He is ouchie. He goes ouchie. Counsel, does this deadly poison truly exist? According to this report authored by the visiting research student from England, Curare has long been used by the tribespeople of South America as a poison to lace their arrows. It seems that it's reasonably well known among European doctors and scientists. To lace their arrows? To shreds, you say? The report states that it is produced from the extract of a tree that grows deep in the Amazonian jungle, and it was first brought back to Europe at the turn of the century by explorers. It claims that animals shot by arrows laced with curare suffer instant death. Doesn't that about sum it up, Miss Brett?
Objection!
Trumpery! These aspersions are utter trumpery! To start with, if the victim had been administered some of this so-called deadly poison, he would have been squirming and writhing in pain. The other diners would have surely noticed. That's true. What do you say to that, Inspector? Obviously, I would have noticed a disturbance like that. I don't remember anything like that either. I didn't notice the professor being in any kind of pain. According to this, however, it's the other way around. What do you mean, the other way around? The very fact that the victim didn't show any visible signs of distress is evidence that curare was used. Explain yourself, Counsel. The moment this toxin enters a person's system, it causes instant paralysis. In other words, afflicted victims lose all strength and are completely unable to move. Even if they were in total agony, there would be no visible signs of pain at all. How terrible! Obviously, if a man lost all strength in his muscles, he'd collapse on the floor. But with a chair under him for support, as Dr. Wilson did, the effects could go largely unnoticed. But I don't follow, Kazuma. That's just paralysis. I thought the poison caused instant death. The full explanation is extremely unpleasant. The poison causes immediate paralysis, as I said, leaving the victim unable to move. Oh, didn't mean to open that. But after a short time, the paralysis is so severe, it causes the muscles that control respiration to fail. So basically, no more respiration? In other words, the actual cause of death is suffocation. And all the while, the victim is conscious and aware, just unable to move. That's hideous. To the observer, it will look almost like the victim was slipping peacefully into an endless sleep. But for the victim himself, his final moments will be a living hell. That is the true nature of this deadly curare poison. It was curare. Suffocation by poison. And you're suggesting that this bottle, Counsel, actually contains this terrifying poison?
Objection!
Anybody want a drink? This is all very convenient, isn't it? Hit hero, unknown poison for which there is no means of testing. What a happy tale for the defense. If I may, all these facts, you think you're so clever, but you must be taught some Oh! It is you who must be taught. Of course. My lady, dear lady! Stop kissing my feet. So, this is how you Japanese behave, is it? What? You steal another honest hard work and then announce the results as if you discovered them. I'm appalled. What a loathsome act. Well, Miss Brett, the feeling is mutual. Whatever do you mean? Capitalizing on the unfortunate circumstances of an innocent man to frame him for a heinous crime? That really is a loathsome act. Wouldn't you agree?
Objection!
Enough of this. I, for one, refuse to accept it. The idea of some poison that doesn't even exist in the great empire Japan is breaking the rules. What's so funny? Oh, excuse me, Your Excellency? Yes, Miss Brett? May I borrow that bottle for a moment, please? Well, yes, I don't see, why would you give the one who is being suspected the bottle? Here, ouchie, some water for you. Oh, she's gonna prove that it's not poisonous, isn't it? Look at that liquid pour. Nice handling of the bottle, though. That is some expert handling. Don't get too big for your boots, you insignificant little island boys. Sorry. To an Englishwoman such as myself, this whole affair is a farcical comedy. Your little police games and these foolish courtroom antics is laughable, really. But I'm getting bored of it all now. It's time for the games to end. Ding! Cheers! Glug 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 glug. Oh wait, what are you doing? That's some tasty poison, isn't it? No sparkle left at all. How appropriate for this shabby affair. So wait, so there is no poison in the bottle? So what's going on? Goodness. Whatever is the matter? You all look quite stunned. So, no cure. The bottle was clean, is that what you're saying? You look quite incredulous, little boy, but of course, that's the simple truth! Thank you for presenting the findings of my research so concisely here in this grand venue, most kind. Thank you, waiter. Now then, Your Excellency. Can't believe she did that. Yes, Miss Brett? I should like to be excused now, please. I think I've given more than enough of my time for the furtherance of friendship between our countries. Oh wait, maybe she's leaving because there's a bit of time before the poison acts, so she's trying to leave to get cured for it because she's an Englishwoman and she has a cure. But, I don't know, that's my theory. Ah, yes, dear lady, we are most gratified with all the assistance you have given. This doesn't make sense. There had to have been poison in that bottle. So how? How did she swallow a whole glass and live to tell the tale? I'm talking with my mouth full of water. I don't understand it. Well, I suppose if nothing else, this little Far Eastern charade will make for interesting conversation at the next party I attend in London. There has to have been poison in that bottle, doesn't there? But there can't have been, because otherwise she would have kneeled over death. Come on, Ryunosuke, we have all the clues now. That bottle of water contains poison, contains no poison. It has to contain poison, right? I'm gonna say it contains poison, it has to. The culprit did procure poison into Dr. Wilson's carbonated water. The defense refuses to change its position. You're serious?
Objection!
Fool, are you blind? There is no possible way that bottle could contain poison. I mean, we just saw Miss Brett drinking the water from it. That's right, which rather complicates your argument, I think. And I believe that complication can be explained. How exactly? I need to think through all the things that don't quite add up here, one by one. I'm sure the answer is in the evidence we have in the court record somewhere. It has to be. Oh, wait, very well. If the defense truly intends to assert this claim, then I must ask you to support the assertion with evidence. What explains how the witness was able to consume this poisoned water unscathed? Oh, I really have to, like, look through everything, don't I? Let's see, what can I use? Because I see the bottle right there. Consumed this supposedly poisoned water unscathed. On the day of the murder, the victim had undergone dental treatment, had been prohibited from eating or drinking anything but water. Don't think that one's gonna help out. Her handbag. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna use the photograph of the handbag. It seems that the fence, or should I say the wretched accused. Oh, but that's not it. Oh, I lost a point. Sorry, Excellency. I'll try to find some better supporting evidence. You're making this complication more complicated than it needs to be. Alright, I'll do my best to find an answer that fits the facts. Oh, man. The wretched accused truly intends to assert this claim. Look through everything if I need to. Let's see. And anything you read, read carefully. Oh, the route of entry. The route of entry is not right.
Yes.
It's the route of entry because Dr. Wilson had it in the burn. It was in the burn. The answer to this riddle is right here in Miss Brett's own research report.
Attention.
That's not a valid explanation. No. After all, we don't speak English. The report is utter gibberish. This impudent young scoundrel is trying to ridicule the courier, Excellency. I'm not trying to ridicule anyone, honest. I'm just reading Susato-san's notes. I concur. This report is too extensive to be considered in its entirety by the court. You will direct us to the pertinent section, Counsel. Which section of the report reveals the alleged answer to this riddle? Hold on, let me make sure I got that part right. I don't want to be tricked again, alright, chat? Special characteristics, it's gotta be there. I'm just reading everything else really quickly. Special characteristics. The second part. We've been hearing a lot about this cure poison. Hey, Citrix, how you doing? And it's left me curious about something. Oh, Counsel? Well, it sounds as though indigenous hunters have been using this poison for years and years. To lace the heads of the arrows that they shoot at whatever prey they're hunting. So we've been led to believe, yes. And the point of hunting is to catch prey to eat. Get to the point, please. But if they were to use these laced arrows, doesn't that mean there would be traces of poison left in the prey the hunters were going to eat? Yes, good point. So surely the hunters wouldn't want to eat their prey, would they? Because then they'd be eating poison. Good gracious, Counsel, no, that would be madness. But I actually found the answer to that conundrum in this research paper here. Under special characteristics, it says this. The poison starts to work after entering the body through a wound. Through a wound, you say? I see, that makes sense. Yes, the mention of that particular detail seemed a little strange to me, though. She's silent. Good, good. But it all makes sense when you interpret what's written like this. When Cure enters the body through an open wound, it has terrifying poisonous effects. However, when it enters the body via the mouth, it has no poisonous effects whatsoever. What? Miss Brett, you authored this research, you knew Cure's special characteristics, and you knew that you can make a spectacle of drinking that water without any danger to yourself. Start flipping out? You meddling little... Oh, it's alive! Rapscallion! Well, Ryunosuke, it turns out... you're an even better lawyer than I thought you'd be. Really? Me? A lawyer?
Attention!
And thus, the game begins. All this poison talk is fascinating, I'm sure, but I fail to see how it possibly... Shut up! Hey, S2010, how do you do? So the ill-bred little puppy has a new toy to play with, some facts he read in a book, but I'm afraid knowledge doesn't suit you, little boy. It only makes you look silly. What are you trying to say? Your schoolboyish logic has a fatal flaw. Schoolboyish? Flaw? As even your brain has managed to deduce, Cure is safe to ingest. It seems likely that its effects are neutralized by the acidic nature of the gastric succus. Oh yes, well, of course. Gastric suckers? What are they? So, if this lethal poison is completely harmless when drunk, The professor wouldn't have died when he swallowed it, would he? Come on, the scorch mark that he got from the hot plate. Wound, hot, poison all over it. That's right. Good gracious. That's basic science. Science that even a schoolboy should be able to understand, no? No. I failed school. Order in the court, order! The logic holds. If the lady and the professor drank the same poison, they would be affected in the same way. Are you trying to suggest? Yes, this cure poison is completely irrelevant to the case on trial. That's right. Surely even a little cockroach like you could understand something as simple as that. She's doing that beauty thing. Wait, what? Am I fun? Do I have a special power? What is this welling up inside me? I've never felt like this before. It's a sort of conviction to break down all the discrepancies. It's so intense, almost rage-like. And more than anything else, it's an animalistic desire to take down my prey. Holy flip.
Objection.
Beautiful objection. Oh my goodness. I don't think so, Miss Jesiah Brett. What? Why is it so big? How dare you use that tone with me? You know very well that there is no fatal flaw here. You know exactly why, even though both you and the victim swallowed the same poison. You are alive, but Dr. Wilson is dead. Counsel, I'm sure I don't need to remind you. You must provide compelling evidence, as we now know that this poison is completely harmless when ingested. Why would Dr. Wilson alone have been killed by the Curare? Where is that mark? There it is.
Take that!
When you played through this case, you thought the glass she slipped in her bag was laced with poison, and that was the professor's glass? Oh wait, did I choose the wrong one? I'm sorry, Counsel, but the slipshod manner in which you tossed that evidence before the court does not inspire confidence. Huh? Listen, Ryunosuke, there is no need to overthink this. We know that Curare's toxic effects only come into play when the poison enters the body via a wound. Right, so that only mean that when Dr. Wilson drank his glass of water, he must have had a wound somewhere that let the poison in. I showed it! The wound! Exactly. So we need some evidence that would prove the professor had a wound inside his mouth. Oh, in his mouth. Okay, I thought I was focused on the burn mark right here. Sorry, I read it wrong, Chad. I read it wrong. It was the dental card. As Miss Brett so readily pointed out, she drank the same water as the professor. However, there was a fundamental and fatal difference between the two diners. A fatal difference? I was so focused on the burn mark, that's why. I'm like, why is there a burn mark then? The toxic effects of Curare are only felt when the poison enters through the body through an open wound. So for a healthy person with no injuries, drinking it is completely harmless. But what if there was a wound inside the mouth of the person drinking the poisoned water? Inside? Yes, like the wound you might have if you had just been to the dentist and had a tooth extracted, for example. Yeah. Ugh! Miss Brett, you've acknowledged many times in your testimony already that you were well aware of Dr. Wilson's dental appointment that day. So that's it. You used that knowledge to orchestrate this. Is she laughing? I don't like to repeat myself, but honestly, I can't resist. These childish courtroom games and your half-baked arguments are all so puerile. What do you mean? Puerile? Don't worry, little schoolboy, you'll find out soon enough. By that big whoa. What? Wait, what is she doing? You see, when you leave vital evidence lying around, you never know what might happen to it. Is she gonna be like, oops? No! I mean, it could just slip. Is this the first time that evidence, like, what the heck just happened? Is this the first time evidence has been like, oopsie? Like, in court, like, I destroyed the evidence, lol, you can't catch me now. Oh, I'm so quirky, I can't hold things right, oops. I'm afraid some crucial evidence may have just been tragically destroyed. No! What is it? What just happened? Is the English woman, she just smashed that bottle. And in the Supreme Court, what a terrible blunder. They need to wipe it off the floor now. There's a stain on the carpet. Officer, what are you waiting for? Collect up as much of the water from that broken bottle as possible. At once. And then you see Giselle Brett dancing on the water like, sorry, just dancing on the glass, wiping the water on the carpet. You're wasting your time. This delightful carpet under my feet here was a gift from the British Empire. I assure you, it will soak up the water beautifully. You have neither the technology nor the presence of mind to recover it. If that broke bottle wounded her. Oh my goodness, imagine that, Caesar. Like if the glass like sliced up her leg and the water. Psh, I'm dying. Also, hello, Caesar. How could you? You won't get away with this. You can dump the bench and shout as much as you like, little boy. But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? I mean, she should be... The thing is, like... So yes, she should be tampering... She's tampered with evidence. And also, yes, the animations in this game are fantastic. Especially with how over dramatic he gets when he goes, no! But I'm afraid we'll never know now, will we? If there really was poison in the bottle. Or not. Pixel try to make you... I did not make you drink Curare. How did I know that you went to the dentist, had a tooth extracted, then you drank Curare, and then I just dipped? And let us not forget, we still have some very compelling evidence left intact. Also, hello, Cash. Isn't that right, counsel for the prosecution? Oh, of course, my lady. You're referring to this photographic print, I presume, dear lady. I don't like how Alchi acts in front of her. It's creepy. That's right, and really looking at this photograph, it's as clear as day, isn't it? The poor professor was sitting with his back to me. So of course the only person who could have shot him from the front is the little schoolboy.
Objection!
No, you killed the victim that day, using Curare. And then in order to frame Ryunosuke Naruhodo for the crime, you waited until you picked up the pistol you arranged for him to find on the floor, before you shot the professor's dead body in the chest with your own hitting gun. Then, in the confusion that followed, all you had to do was turn the dead professor and his chair around. So, you literally just hear her going, like she's trying to move. Why is this guy so heavy? Like, turn the chair around. It's not a rolling chair, it's literally a wooden chair. You see, you had every opportunity to commit this crime. What a wonderful imagination you have, young man. A hidden gun, you say? And I shot the professor's dead body, did I? Well, I'm terribly sorry, but you don't have a shred of evidence. Exactly. And as you have nothing to support your wild claims, the prosecution stand remains unchanged. The victim, Dr. John H. Wilson, was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Delivered in cold blood by the accused Ryunosuke Naruhodo. This is unbelievable. How can this be happening? Why does the first case have so many twists and turns? What the heck? We had her, but now, is she really going to get away with it? The way she destroyed that evidence was obscene! Ryunosuke, yes? We've come this far, but now you're the only one who can finish it. What? What do you mean? We've lost a vital piece of evidence, it's true. So if there are any clues left for us to use now, they must be in your head. In My head? You told me before that your powers of observation were the only thing you could really depend on. Well, yes, that's true, but I didn't manage to notice that this woman was a foreigner with a swan on her head. So think back again now. Try to remember every last detail about the scene that day. Everything you saw, everything you felt, every color, every smell, every bit. What I saw, what I felt. So is this my new power here? Every color. Gray. I love this color. Man, I'm good. I really just saw blood there. Is Kazuma right? Somewhere in the vibrant memory of the same scene in my head. Could there be another clue to expose the identity of Dr. Wilson's killer? I'm gonna say there's a clue. That's stakes. Oh yeah, lick it up, why don't ya? Actually, Kazuma, I think I might have something. Thinking back over everything I saw, I think I might have uncovered another clue. Huh. You always have something up your sleeve, don't you, Ryunosuke? Come on then, let's wipe the smug smile off that Englishwoman's face with some evidence. I love when he's so confident. Alright, I can't wait to rub the evidence in her face. It's been niggling me for a while that something feels amiss in my memories of that day. Whatever it is could be the key to arriving at the truth about all this. It's here somewhere. The clue that shows who Dr. Wilson's real killer must have been is... You mean this right here? This lovely red stuff right here? It wants me to present that. It's not a trick, right? It's not a trick. I really hope that's not a trick. Inspector Hosonaga, answer me this. Yes, what is it? He's still miles away, probably thinking about that bottle being smashed. Bottle, let me smash. As you've said a number of times now, you strive for perfection in your investigations, don't you? Absolutely. I wonder, therefore, if perhaps you took anything else from the scene of the crime? Like, for instance, the plate of steak that you took to the victim's table that day.
Objection!
Wait a minute. Where are you going with this, little boy? I love how Achi is not even in control of the prosecution anymore. Like, Giselle's Brett's like, shut up, I'm the prosecution now, shut up! It's just a memory that's been troubling me. What memory? I saw the scene shown in this photographic print with my own eyes that day. And I saw that on the wooden base of the plate that the steak was served on was a splattering of blood. What? Oh, really? And what of it? Obviously, that must have happened when you shot the professor. No, that can't be the case. Yeah, the bullet didn't travel through the body, so no blood splatter. Take a good look at the photograph and the relative position of everything there. The plate of steak is almost directly behind the victim. If I'm supposed to have shot Dr. Wilson in the chest from the front, there's no way that blood from the victim could have ended up directly behind him. Yes. For blood to have made it onto the plate, it implies the plate was between the victim and the shooter, which means the shooter must have been sitting opposite the professor as you were. Giselle Brett. I beg your pardon?
Objection!
We're getting somewhere now. This is beyond ridiculous, fabricated nonsense. Is the court seriously expected to believe something the accused has apparently just remembered seeing?
Hold it!
Ooh. Now that was a good hold it. Hosonaga, this... Wait, was that his blood? This could be the moment that my entire career in the police force has been leading to. Inspector, you mean... Yes, I took the plate. In the interest of preserving evidence from the scene of the crime, I took it, meat and all, and I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief because of it. You did what? I took the steak that you have been eating, Miss Brett. I took the steak that the sergeant had been eating. And I did it all in the name of justice. Chat, can I get some hearts for Hosonaga over here? This guy deserves all the love. Hosonaga is truly a bro. He is the man. Then we can find out for sure whether or not there's a bloodstain on Miss Brett's plate. We must examine it now! Hosonaga is a bro. Love him. Inspector. The court wishes to examine the plate from the victim's table immediately. Yes, sir! Oh my goodness, it's the first case and I'm loving it. What the heck? Sorry for the delay. Look at that steak. Here's what you ordered. This steak. Well, I wanted it well done. What? No, wait, not well done. I like it medium rare. Well, what about the blood? Is there blood on it? Of course there isn't. Quickly, Inspector, the blood man. Show the court the blood. Of course, examine the plate at your leisure. Not gonna lie, that steak does look good though. Oh, there's no blood. Hey, Rush, how you doing? No. No blood. No blood anywhere. But no, that's impossible! I know I saw it, I'm sure of it! It was right there on the table behind the professor! There was blood on the side of the plate! What an unbecoming expression, little boy! Ah. You see, this is why I always say you can't trust what the Japanese tell you. Jeez. Ugh. I couldn't agree more, and I'm Japanese too! In the case of this disgrace to the Empire. I believe we may finally have reached a conclusion in this trial. Let's hope so. Let's pretend attempt at courtroom proceedings is painful to watch. But I do promise to do my best to forget all about it when it's over. This sorry-looking steak reveals the facts all too clearly. If the sorry-looking accused wishes to examine it again, be my guest. Well, cool, I got steak now. Well, if I lose, at least I got dinner. Was the plate I saw or thought I saw just a figment of my imagination? Let's take a look at that steak real closely, shall we? Chat, who would eat this? The steak actually looks very good. Let's look at every single detail of that steak. Look at that delicious steak with that delicious juicy aroma. Oh, wait. Huh. Wait, what? Huh? What in the world is this? I think it's a Koban. The Koban coin! The rare Koban coin the collector was looking for! And the hallmark is from the Hoei era, I believe. No, I don't mean what is it? I mean, what's it doing there? Wait, did you say it was a Hoei Koban? Yes, and apart from the meat juices, it looks to be in good condition. I imagine it's very valuable. So wait, could the plates have been swapped around? This isn't the first time today there's been talk of a Hoei Koban. I've heard of pearls before swan, but I've never heard of bullion and bullion. And I don't think you ever will again. This is extraordinary though. This means exactly what it means. I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoei era too. That would make it really quite valuable. It's well marinated in the juices as well, look. What, are you thinking of eating it? No, but the next time I order a steak in an expensive restaurant, one thing's for sure. My heart's going to be racing as I lift up the meat and peer underneath for a prize. I think you might have the wrong end of the stick about this, Ryunosuke. A Koban coin underneath this steak. There's only one logical explanation. It's an Easter steak. You know, it's a loot box, but with steak. Anybody want a loot box with their steak? This is it now. I've lost. Ryunosuke, it's not over yet. Not until the final gavel. Never stop believing in yourself. Loot Steak, that's what it is. Subscribe to my new service, Loot Steak. Get a free steak every week, but you get a free prize underneath. Get the rare Charizard you've always wanted, like marinated in the juices of steak. Never stop believing in yourself. Keep looking forward no matter what. Oh, there we go. Believe in myself. Really? Maybe I should at least examine the evidence for myself. I did, though. As the evidence requested by the defense has not been shown to be problematic in any way, I presume any further examination of evidence in this trial will be unnecessary. Does the defense have any objection? That bloodstain was going to clinch the trial for me. Can this plate of steak reveal any other clues at all? Yes, we just searched it up. Your Excellency, please wait. This plate of beef is hiding another clue. Another clue that will reveal the shocking truth.
Objection!
The only thing that's shocking here is your unhealthy fascination with beef steak. What do you mean? Beef steak be good? Your Excellency, I think I've made myself clear, haven't I? I will not be able to turn a blind eye to any more unnecessary procrastination in this trial. I'm sorry, Miss Brett, but we must ensure a thorough examination of the evidence. I will not give a ruling until I'm completely satisfied that all reasonable doubt has been dispelled. I see. As a newly affirmed ally of my country, that's still your position, is it? Thank you, Your Excellency. Judge is also a bro. Counsel for the defense, you will now clearly show the court to what you were alluding. Where precisely on this plate of beef steak is this new clue to be found? Right here.
Got it!
Steak. No, counsel, I'm afraid that won't do. That was... Oh, did I... Oh, wait, Was I supposed to, like, uncover the beef and then show what's under it? Oopsie! Oh, I can examine evidence as I'm Oh! I didn't know that! So I have to examine and then... Okay, gotcha. My mistake. Let me just lift up the steak right there. Oh, wait, are we going through this again? The truth of this case is to quell Pixel's hatred of Chad-sama being... Are we still going about Chad from Mega Man Battle Network? What? Hold B? I am. Yeah. Yeah. It won't skip. It won't skip. I actually have to get through the whole thing again. It won't skip. So that's weird, even though we went through this whole conversation again. There we go.
Got it!
Coin! Normally it lets you skip repeated text. Oh. Good gracious, that's... Koban? What on earth? A whole way everyone at that. Miss Brett, this is in fact the beef steak that you ordered at the restaurant on the day in question, is it? Is it? Tell me. Why is there an old coin seemingly hidden underneath the meat?
Shut up!
I like my coins juicy. What a ridiculous question, how should I know? I've never seen that thing before in my life. I don't know what this is, but I want no part of it.
Objection!
I fail to see how this is relevant. A coin under the meat? That could simply have been a careless mistake by the chef in a moment of distraction.
Objection!
Ah, yes, I love putting coins in meat. Don't be absurd. We're supposed to believe that this happened by accident in the kitchen? A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be hidden underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll rip up my ticket to Great Britain right now. He's right. It can't be a coincidence. Your Excellency. Yes, Counsel? A rare Hoei Koban just happens to be underneath that piece of steak. If this turns out to be irrelevant to the case, I'll give up my lawyer job right now. My internship, my unpaid internship right now.
Objection!
By all means, don't let us stop you. No one invited you anyway.
Shut up!
Shut up! Perhaps, little boy, you should realize that it is you who is irrelevant. Even though I'm the one on trial here. The point is, it's essential that we ask the owner of this coin if he can explain what it's doing under that steak. The owner? Yes, it's obvious. There's only one person it can belong to. Mine. It's mine now. The owner of the Koban that was found underneath the beef steak is our good friend, Curio Korakuta. Curio Corrector. Collector, yeah. The pun in the name. Obviously, it can only be the antiques dealer and owner of Rasute, Curio Corrector-san. Curie as in Mr. Cucumber something? Honestly, these ridiculous Japanese names are quite unfathomable. What the heck is a Miles Edgeworth? Ah, yes. The old man who testified earlier alongside the military sergeant, correct? Yes, Your Excellency. I remember him saying that he was up to something with his Koban coin when it happened, at exactly the moment the gun was fired. Ah, yes, my favorite antiques dealer, man. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor? Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. Yeah, indeed, the Hawaii Iron Koban, my prized coin. My Koban? Then this Hawaii era Koban, do you mean to tell me?
Attention!
No, please, why would Kurakuta-san's Koban be sandwiched between the victim's beefsteak and its plate? It makes no sense.
Yes!
Yes, you're right. Which is why I'm asking to bring Kurakuta-san back to the witness stand so we can ask him. Well, Rush, the thing is, he can't tap into his inner Phoenix Wright because Naruhodo-san is Phoenix Wright before Phoenix Wright, so he needs to tap into his future generations. Bring both witnesses that testified earlier back in here, without a moment's delay. Holy flip. How long is this first case? How is this gonna end? I can't believe we come back around to that pair again. But I have a hunch, a strong hunch, that if we chase down the real significance of this Koban, we'll find that it's a key element in the case. Isn't Naruhodo-san so freaking handsome? What the heck? Oh, the baby. What is this all about? Why have I been called up again? Don't you realize that it's dinner time for a little baby idol? I don't know, sir. When my son's belly is empty, he's fiercer than a pack of wolves. Exploited by the police we were, like miserable dogs forced to bear false witness. I'll use this knife to stab him. Ido's the kill- Don't name the baby the killer. And when cast from this courtroom myself, I became a ruined man in a trice. A worthless, withered antique. Nothing more have I to say. The sun has set on this Ratsute shop owner's existence. Why does Nosa look like Jade trying to James? Oh my goodness. I need pictures of Spider-Man. Be that as it may, Kurakuta-san, something has come to light that requires your clarification. As far as your Ratsute memory serves, have you ever seen this Koban? Oh, ah! Oh! Did he just get stabbed in the foot? Oh. Even the baby is shocked. Baby. Yes, that's it, the very exact one that it is! The resplendent, splendiferous holy treasure that my rusty bones managed to misplace that fateful day. It can't be. As I thought. Young man, enlighten this decrepit old fool, put me out of my misery. Where was my treasure? Where was it dropped? Oh, I'm not sure if it was dropped anywhere. We found your coin sandwiched between the beefsteak and its plate, soaking in the seasoned meat's juices. Sandwiched? Soaking? Seriously? Clearly, it couldn't have fallen there by accident, which means somebody must have hidden it there on purpose. Somebody concealed my Hoei treasure between a slab of meat and a metal plate. Ah! Who would do such a thing? Such an unconceivable, unconceivable thing! Who could have done it? Somebody just likes having metal with their meat? Excuse me, could I say something? Yes, of course. Proceed, Inspector Hosonaga. I mentioned this earlier on in a trial, but I was working undercover in the restaurant in order to investigate another case. Ah, yes, that's right. The secret undercover operation. La Carnival is a high-class Western cuisine restaurant. It attracts wealthy diners, including many foreigners. Recently, there's been a run of similarly executed thefts targeting the restaurant's rich clientele. A number of such incidents have been reported to the police bureau. Wicked crimes indeed. So the Koban was one of them. We wanted to nip the case in the bud quickly, especially with so many foreigners being affected. So that's why you were sent in undercover, is it? Yes, I took on the job of waiter at the restaurant in order to flush out the criminal. It seems likely that this Koban incident is the work of the same thief. The beauty thief right next to you? So unbeknownst to us, there was a master thief at work in the restaurant on a regular basis. The place was already the scene of several crimes, it seems. I don't know about the master thief part, but the identity of the person who stole and hid Kodakuta-san's Koban is all too clear. What? What? I think the court would like to hear the defense's view on this matter. Tell us, who is the despicable scoundrel that stole Kodakuta-san's Koban and hid it under the steak? Do I have to say anything? Josiah Brett did it. Yes, seems like a likely candidate for a Koban thief. No, come on, Ryunosuke. Huh? You shocked me, Kazuma. Not as much as you shocked me. No one could have approached the table unnoticed. Even if you're a crazy fool, you couldn't have missed that. I'm not sure you should be calling Kodakuta-san a crazy fool, Kazuma. Oh, wait. I'm a crazy fool. Ah, I thought it was Josiah. Okay, so it's somebody else. Who else was stealing? That stole the Koban and hid it under the steak. Wait. Wait, you mean this guy was planning to steal? Oh, wait, no. Oh, wait. No, it wasn't him either. Oh, no. Oh, I'm not thinking right. I'm not thinking right. I gotta keep thinking. Who else? Okay, so the only other one was Hosonaga-san and Iyanosa. Wait. So it has to be Yesanosa? Final decision. It has to be this guy then. So, I wasn't expecting Yesanosa to steal the coin, but I want to know how the steak was. I need to know how the steak was moved. I wasn't thinking about Yesanosa. It was you, Yesanosa. What? How? How dare you? You monster! Monster? I stole that Koban, did I? The baby controls him like the rat from Ratatouille? Dude, I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You're seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me, it was Ida. Huh. Way to name your baby as the thief. It was Ido. Ido was the mastermind behind all this. Way to throw your baby under the bus. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son, an innocent little baby? A little babu? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa. Way to blame your baby. Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity. What the flip is going on? Oh! Holy flip! That guy just got his back. Wait, he looks like Wario now. Oh, Waluigi, Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Yesanosa preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir! Oh, that back snapping though. Oh, that did not sound good. Get back down, baby. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son. That's where you were stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days I go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his Koban? Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped a coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. Phantom thief? It's like we never saw this coming. I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang! He got shot. Yes, when the professor was shot, I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. I'd too. So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could on the double. I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date. How would you rendezvous with a steak at a later date if it was going to be thrown away? We're all silent now. Silent night. Oh, holy flip, some of these people are freaking tall. This is ridiculous. Oh, perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time. Well, Miss Brett? Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us. I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all. I praise the sun, and to you. May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, your excellency. Indeed. The theft of the crow bomb was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder. Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it? Well, oof. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense, it's pure madness. Very well, now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave. Oh, dang. Thank you, your excellency. Good luck, everyone. We never get to see her eyes. And good day. An omelette du fromage. Wait, was he staring at the screen? Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming. Oh, no, it's just... something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up. If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking, make your voice heard! Sorry? You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over. The Ouchie's just like... Wait, Miss Brett! What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Objection!
What new student nonsense is this? Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke? Hiding a coin under a lump of metal? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Wait, a lump of metal? And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense, it's pure madness. Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction. Yeah, if you used a fork and knife, wouldn't you, like, feel the coin? I'm going to need to see evidence, counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it? Hold on, it has to be that eaten steak right there. Wait, clearly it's been shown that the steak right there with the coin in there has been used by the knife and the fork. So what do you mean? No, there isn't. You can see silverware right there.
Take that!
The photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred? What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. The steak that Miss Brett has been eating before the professor was killed, yes. Go on. More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed. Now you're just splitting hairs. Not true. Doesn't something about the stake strike you as very unnatural? Unnatural? What on earth do you mean? It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett. Notice what exactly, Counsel? Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork. We use spoons, thank you. Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself. Then take a good look at the steak, in particular the edge where it's been eaten. Oh, there's bite marks, yeah. Oh yeah, someone's been like picking it up and someone's been doing that there. Oh. Ah! It looks like Miss Brett has realized something. So, if the witness as she claims wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all.
Objection!
But what is your actual point? Perhaps the delightful Miss Brett was she was hungry and decided to bite into the steak. And now she's brought out her hanky. Oh, whatever you say, dear lady, tell me to shut up more. As I said, I really must be leaving now. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer. Of course, this will be all over in a blink of an eye. Rest assured, I'm about to put this rookie in his place. Just leave it. I've heard enough. You irritating little spectacled samurai relic. Of course, dear lady. What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers? I get it. Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her. Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this? Time to think. Yes, now at last, it's all come together. The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the bloodstain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared. And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day. I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us? Everything, Your Excellency. Everything? Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson. Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats. Alright, calm down, lady. How can you be so sure? Oh, it's quite simple. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet. Hasn't been what? But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist.
Objection!
This is absurd. The trial's run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? There can't be. I don't believe you have it.
Objection!
I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case. Very well, I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth here? Oh, who could it be? Who has the conclusive evidence that will show all? The conclusive evidence. Maybe save? Can I save? Oh, I can. Oh, good, I can save in between. That's good, just in case. I was not expecting to be bamboozled this many times. The conclusive evidence that will tell us the truth about everything. The one person. I gotta think about this carefully. That waiter, you know, he already helped us all with everything. Yes or no, sir? Well, what is the evidence, once and for all? Well, I can't look over the evidence. So, the evidence that we're looking forward to, so it has to be the real plate, right? Because it seems like the plates were swapped. That the Koban coin the Koban coin. Why is the stick with the Koban coin on the professor's desk? Was it on his table? So it means that someone swapped the plates around. Who was the one that swapped the plates around? It had to be someone who... Wait. He did say he wanted to, like... Who had the... I would say Iyasanosa because he wanted to hide the evidence that he would get caught. So, would you agree with me, or is it not Iyasanosa? Because the thing is, the plates were swapped around. Maybe he swapped... No, he already had that plate. He had his plate. But who swapped it? Okay, so the thing is, who swapped it? Would it be Giselle Brett? Would it be her? Would she swap it around to hide the blood on it or something? Or am I... No, okay. I'm not thinking correctly. Who else? Wait, would it be the server? Wait, why would Hosonaga do it then? If it is him, then why would he do it? Think about what was said earlier in the case. Who would swap out the plates? Oh, they weren't swapped, not at the scene. They were swapped. Oh, so you're saying they were swapped afterwards. So the only... It doesn't matter who swapped it. Doesn't matter. I'm trying to think here. It doesn't matter who swapped it. Who would have the other plate then? So wait, the dead guy? Is it the dead guy then who has the conclusive evidence? Or something like that? Go into the history. So, oh, someone in this very courtroom. It's somebody in the courtroom who has it. Oh. Okay, so let's see. Hasn't been brought before the court yet. Just because it hasn't been shown yet doesn't mean the evidence does not exist. There's evidence that's yet to be brought forward. Someone in this very courtroom and the person who is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to. Someone in this courtroom. Someone in this very courtroom. Oh wait, I pressed X by mistake. Oh, I pressed X by mistake. I meant to go to the history. 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 Oops. I thought the Y button was on the top. I pressed the top button. My mistake. Let's see, the reason why the blood stain had to be disappeared. The evidence that'll prove. Okay. So there's teeth marks that have been eaten with cutlery. The reason why the blood stain somehow seems to have disappeared, and most importantly, the evidence once and for all. It hasn't been brought out yet. See how far back you can go? Go to the very top. There shouldn't be teeth marks. Okay, so eating anything without a knife and fork, there wouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all. Actual point. Say, working this place. Use speckled samurai relic. Teeth marks, blood stain, evidence. Somebody in this courtroom should have the evidence necessary. And if he's willing to, he's willing to. Do I want a small hint? I think that would help right now if I can get a hint right now. I'm trying to think back, but I really cannot think of it. I think I need my brain to be jumbled up again. Who presented the plate in the first place? I mean, wasn't that Hosonaga? Wasn't it Hosonaga then? Who had the plate before the case? Well, before the case, that had to be a Yasunosa's plate, right? Because he hit the coin in there, right? Or are you talking about after the shooting and whatever? I'm sorry, chat. I'm trying to think, but I can't. It's not coming clear in my head. I apologize for all this. I might. Before it was presented, who had the plate? Who had the plate before the case before it was presented? That was worded very strangely. I'm confused. Who brought the plate out that it's not Brett's plate at all? Who? I'm saying Hosonaga then. So is it not Hosonaga because he's the one that brought the plate out? Try it.
Take that!
I was thinking Hosonaga the whole time though. But people were saying no. I said Hosonaga. People were saying no. What? I have it. He said he confiscated both plates. Oh yeah, he did bring out one plate, so where's the other? He is a thief though. That's ridiculous. Chad, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. It's just that I had Hosonaga on the mind, but it's like I've been told no and scroll back up. That's all I've been told. So it made me go away from Hosonaga. Chat, you changed my future. Why are you changing my future so much? My future has been rearranged. No, I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on the stake with the teeth marks. Yes. Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I enjoyed chomping my way through a good steak. And as well as admitting to stealing Kotokuta-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak. Also, yes, I do have bad short-term memory loss. Yes, I have that issue. It happens sometimes. My memory ain't the greatest. You watch it, cadet. I'm a superior officer. Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? I'm shaming somebody about eating the steak with their hands like I do. Was the steak that you put the coin under in fact your own steak? 10 shot! Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it. In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Objection!
But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection!
Yet the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor does she have any opportunity to steal the coin. Of course I didn't steal it. To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire. Well then, how do you explain this paradox? Exactly, surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over? Well, that helped prove my case a bit. Thank you very much, Ouchie. I think that's what we're all thinking right now. Ouchie, you should be a defense attorney. You did switch the plates. Well, after it happened, when I saw the civilian have been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my steak and hid the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders. So when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance. Put the baby down. Hosonaga, you got blood on your face. With military precision and timing, I switched my steak with the one on the foreign lady's table. What? You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing. It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you, so yes, I did what had to be done. Unbelievable! Holy flip. However, fear not, Prosecutor-san. What now? I swore on the brass buttons of my uniform. That is all I did, sir. I didn't mean to open that, sorry. All you did, that's plenty, Sergeant.
Yes!
Yes, that is enough. So, if Sergeant knows to switch the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak and the plate it was on back to his own table. Yes, that follows. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes? Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. Ah, you see, even he... Oh, I hope that mask is tasty. That's correct. Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot.
Shut up!
No, I don't think I will. What can that possibly tell us now? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat? It can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
Objection!
No, you're not wriggling your way out of this time, lady. I beg your pardon? Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why the steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no? You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me. The reason the defense asked to see that plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing. He thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear splattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest. I believe the defendant's memory serves him well. And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beefsteak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident. Freaking love this guy. I freaking love Hosonaga-san. What the heck? Sorry for keeping you. Ah, here's the other steak in its plate. Oh wow, why is there steak sauce on the wooden plate? Let's examine the heck out of it, shall we? The blood stain. It's clearly visible, look!
Yes!
Can you point to where it is though? Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of that plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me. In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim. It can't be. In fact, there's only one person who could possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. It was me. That's right. Miss Josiah Brett? It's you! Oh, is this a breakdown happening? Oh, it's dead. Outdone by a Japanese? Me by a Japanese schoolboy? No. Ugh! It's alive! Oh. Why do you... Wait, what? There was a chick? Ah! Is it birthing... a black chick? Cute. Was it birthing chicks this whole time? Anybody wanna... What the flip just happened? This chick's everywhere. They're so cute. She really ascended. Oh, she tried to ascend and God said no. What if you want to go to heaven by swan, but God said, you guilty, girl. Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. They're baby chocobos. Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman, forgive me. Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time. Gladly, Your Excellency. That was odd. So tell me, Chad, are the other, you know, breakdowns? What the heck was that? So are the other outbreaks as crazy as this one or crazier? It was I who took the professor's life using Cure. As you summarize, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning. So you plan to kill the professor, knowing that no trace of poison will be found in his water. Because Cure is unheard of here in Japan. Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Beginning of the fourth case, wow. Wait, and you haven't seen any other breakdown? Wait, what? Any big breakdowns? Such a trifling matter, but the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor... Look how innocent he is. Sorry, chat, I know you can't hear what's going on, but right now, like, there's people outside having a party, and there's like somebody speaking through the mic. I'm surprised that my mic did not pick that up, because it just literally sounds like they're having a party out there, and I was looking at the levels. My mic was not picking that up. Meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. Why aren't I at that party? I'm a flippin' introvert, okay? In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man. I happen to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage. The party will enjoy the suit. No, they won't. I had the bottle of Cure Rare in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt. So you... Oh, I don't have pockets, but I can put a freaking gun under my own skirt. Under you skirt? Wait, was that... Really, Capcom? Really? Under you skirt? Under you skirt? So I was right, there were two guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. Are you calling me a skirt, CB? I am not a skirt. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you have presumably placed on the floor. Place where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I intended. Holy heck, Mike. They're doing some big music thing right now, and my mic was not picking any of that up. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up, bang! You've seen a couple of typos? Oh. You carry your gun under your sleeves, and then there's a muscle. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, muscles, everybody. Look at my muscle. It's fat. It's nothing but fat. That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Are they playing Caramel Don? No, nobody's going da 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 da. Nobody's doing that. If that was happening, I'd be dancing with it right now. Even at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which the point the waiter appeared. Obviously. How do you zoom in like that? Oh, so there's a feature on the Switch which, if you double tap home, it lets you zoom in. There's a setting on that, just check your settings. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor in his chair around. Because of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he picked up the gun. My goodness. Oh, that's a proof that she did shot him. So there you have it. That is the entirety of my misdemeanor. You murdered. That's not a misdemeanor. Unless that's what it means, then I'm not good at law. Your Excellency? Mr. Murder. I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later? No. I shall call on. No, the judge is gonna be dead. Here, water on us. Hold on, before you do, would you like to get your tongue pierced? Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san. Are we ever gonna see her eyes? She disappeared like a ghost. She's gone. She was never there. She was actually dead the whole time. It would seem this trial has finally run its course. I presume the prosecution is in agreement? This can't be. Takasuchi Ouchi does not lose. Not to the likes of this rookie student. You better start getting used to tough opposition. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Yes? This insult to the Ouchi family name will never be forgotten. Then we go back to Ace Attorney, then we go back to Justice for All, and then we go back to his past in Trials and Tribulations. And then we see him again, and he loses every time. How is this man still a freaking prosecutor? You've become conceited with age, Counsel, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. Kazuma said, the future is now, old man. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Whoa. Kazuma-san. Oh. Nice. He did the anime cut because they're like they're not close to each other, right? He did the freaking anime thing where he goes like shing ting and then 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan. This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will forget everything that just happened. It's a very long sword. How long we talking? Are we talking, Sephiroth long? Like Sephiroth sword long? Cause Sephiroth sword is long. I believe go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case. Thank you, Your Excellency. The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern mythology. After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. The wild world. But the Western idea of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what will it look like? I cannot begin to imagine. Start playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and you'll find out. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asogi? Yes? After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can, absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to. And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you. Destroy the British, got it. I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Never mind. As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Oh, yes. In you, I sense, how can I put it, unusual potential. I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards. Thank you, Your Excellency. When he stiffens up like that, it's adorable. Oh. It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, not guilty! Confetti. Oh, rose petals. Sakura petals. Oh, that's so cute. Oh yeah, confetti doesn't really exist. It's time to rain down the petals. This court is now adjourned. Hey, now we gotta clean up all those puddles. But I feel like puddles are easier to clean up than confetti. But we did it! Not guilty! Got through the first case with ease. Ease. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it! I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial! Ryunosuke! You finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Omeretone. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. No, it was a pleasure to watch you at work. So you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place at Yume University Street, don't forget. So, forget burgers, we got sukiyaki. Eat your sukiyaki, Naruhodo-san. Good afternoon, all your hard work has certainly paid off. Is that the Oh no, it's her! Congrats to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocent. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do any... Thank you so much! If we hadn't had that research report of Miss Brett, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be from my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba. I think it's Mikotoba, right? Is it Mikotoba or Mikotoba? But she is precious. Speaking of Mikotoba. Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order. Well, there he is. Mr. Mikotoba. Naruhodo, you did an excellent job. Thank you, Professor. Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you. After all, your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend. Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it? Yes, that's right. The first thing, Mikotoba? Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic science medicine in Great Britain. Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson? Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital. Oh, you worked together? I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now, besides. It's your turn, Asogi. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world in science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in law. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot. I will. I'll learn all that I can. Mikatoba. Mikatoba. Mikatoba! I swear in this, the spirit of the Asogi clan. You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you? Of course I am. The Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go. And cuts down anything that's in my way. Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. That reminds me, what's happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder. Ah, yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but... Wait, what do you mean not easy? Surely she's gonna face trial herself now. She's the true culprit after all. She will be leaving Japan in the very near future for Shanghai? Wait, what? Shanghai? Wait, so she's getting off? Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country, I'm certain of that. What? Wait, what? It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Consular. Hosonaga. It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch. I must But what told us about consular jurisdiction? We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan. What? We can't try her? But then who? Who's gonna bring her to justice? A British consular court will hear her case somewhere far away where our voices can't be... Oh. So in the end, she's gonna be let off scot-free. But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we signed the friendship treaty. Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right. Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can't evoke the consular court just like that? Oh, can't they? Yeah, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our government's making secret agreements about her fate, does it? Something strange is going on. So Ms. Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan. I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her. I don't believe it. So you're telling me corrupt government? Things are corrupt? The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously. But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil, this new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves. Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it. I really hope so. Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now. This evening calls for a celebratory drink. But Professor... You're right, this is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun! In that case, might I suggest La Carnival? As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink and hidden coins underneath your steak. You're a detective, Hosonaga-san. Aren't you? Let's not worry about details for now. To La Carnival, will you accompany us, Professor? Of course, La Carnival's food is second to none. I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release. Oh yes, thank you. I wonder if we'll see more of her. So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson. Kazuma. Yes, Ryunosuke? I just wanted to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today. I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work. Your skills made the difference, though. One day I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world. I'm not so sure about that. To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me. What? What? Come on, be serious. If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial. But you have a natural talent for it, for being a defense lawyer, I mean. Oh no! Not me, all that tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that again. I did what you told me to do, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. That's the point. Sorry? What do you mean, that's the point? Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe. And that's where it all started. We believe in our client. To believe? To believe in what? A defense lawyer has to fight for his client. He has to believe in them at all times. Sorry about that. Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it. I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth, but you do. I saw it. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Believing in your client. Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience, but you never stopped believing in me. Well, You faced seemingly hopeless situations time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it, through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me. Thanks, Kazuma. Friendship always works. There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me. It sounds serious. What is... Ah, you're still here, aren't you? Hosonaga. Oh, Inspector Hosonaga. I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go. Thank you. We'll be right there. Hosonaga is the man. I love him. Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory. And your study tour to Great Britain. Don't forget. Chat. Please don't tell me this is gonna turn out to a Mia situation where Kazuma dies in the second case. If that happens, I'm giving up on this game. Ah, yes, that too. I don't want it to be like, oh, I tell you later. It's never been told. So my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Mikotoba, Susato-san, who acted as my assistant, and the MVP, Inspector Hosonaga. Oh, who really didn't play much of a part? What do you mean? He helped out a lot. It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial. But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life. What are you talking about, video game? What do you mean change your life? Either way, first case is over! First case is over! Let's go! Holy flip, that was a long trial. That was a long case right there. Holy flip. So chat, I'm gonna take a quick restroom break, but I'm gonna ask this, chat. Would you want to continue with episode 2? Would you want to continue with episode 2? I want to take a small restroom break before I return. Oh wait, I see that. You know what I see right there? I see everybody's favorite himbo right there. Right there in the shadow. Who could that Pokemon be? It's still early. I mean, I could also be tired at 2 hours, you know. It doesn't matter how long I've been streaming, it doesn't matter. Okay, good, it works. All right, let me put on some lovely music. Give me 1 second while I do this. Let's see which one. Ah, here we go. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'll be right back. Take this time to relax and whatnot. I'll BRB. Who's ready for Herlock Sholmes? Alright, shall we move on to case 2, shall we? Hope everybody had the chance to do what they did to relax and whatnot. Ooh, ooh, do, 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 let's go. Alright, let's get that off. Let's continue on, shall we? Boop. And we need a big ol' boop. Let's go. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. Speckled Band? Huh. Oh wait, I shouldn't be looking at that. Good thing I didn't see anything about it. I just saw episode 5, that was it. The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. Let's go.
In a corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
I'm surprised to hear voices.
And a soft, almost growl-like sound.
What is going on?
Sholmes sprang into action, lashing furiously with his cane at a point in the darkness.
I'm not gonna get used to Herlock Sholmes.
Voice reverberating through the air.
We still get Wilson, but we don't get Sherlock Holmes.
And the room slowly came into view.
Why not call Wilson Hilson?
Sholmes was staring
Hilson and
particular
Sholmes.
When he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The Speckled Band.
This is unusual. It doesn't feel like I'm playing an Ace Attorney game by looking at this.
In front of us was an enormous adder, its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
Oh. I thought it meant like an actual band, like an actual just speckled band just start killing people. Steamship, let's go. Ooh. Oh, there's our man.
Let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder. Pray, do excuse me. The cabin door was bolted from the inside.
Oh, goodness.
No marks to suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way. So, this would appear to be a locked room mystery.
Oh.
In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor.
What is that language?
Almost certainly with the ink from this upset bottle.
Wait,
A Russian word.
did he have a printer?
So the victim was
Did he have a printer in his...
And
What?
the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time. This is a most extraordinary.
So he has like he has a translator that prints out the translation. That's cool.
Not penned by the same hand as this message. In fact, I deduce it was written
He has
by
a
someone of a
gun?
different nationality.
Oh, that's a weird looking gun though.
This paper seal was placed just prior to the
Oh,
incident by the victim himself, I would
that's
imagine.
insane.
Well,
Oh,
what have we here?
Who are you, and what do you think you're doing here?
No one must touch.
what was that voice? What are you doing here?
You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
If it's me, I'm gonna scream. If it's not a Hodo-san inside that closet.
This is murder, and it can be locked from inside.
Ah yes, the locked room. But that mystery is paper thin.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
Ooh, I love her voice.
Who are you, and where have you come from?
Is that Hosonaga as a sailor?
British consultant detective, the only one in the world.
Oh yeah, he's an undercover detective, so of course, we're gonna see Hosonaga a lot.
You must have heard of me.
Oh my goodness, he is handsome. Who's inside? So I gotta remember, we're gonna see a lot of Hosonaga-san. He's the inspector of the game, right? He is basically... Oh, my head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Please don't tell me I'm in the closet. Wait, I can't move. Oh. Wait, was I in the closet? Oh, what the? Why am I in handcuffs? So you wake up now, Is that... Oh no, that's just a sailor. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are a true cold-blooded man. You found me then. Duh, we found you. And now you will pay. Criminal! With a K. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe, Sorry. Now you have been found. It is time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is, No, I'll tell you everything. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Huh? Isn't that... Oh! Susato! Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato! Wait, what did you just say? But man, sure would suck if Kazuma died. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! What do I have in my court record? A paper seal. Kazuma will stick this over the doors of the wardrobe for me. It says keep out in Japanese, though I'm not sure the Russian crew can actually read it. Huh. Take his life? Oh wait, I should probably change the title of the stream. Give me 1 second, chat. So... Second case time. Second case time. I'll change it to that real quick. Where is he? Where's Kazuma? No. No! Why? You pretend you do not know you are a wolf in sheep's pelt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. What? No. Kazuma-sama was... Ah! Why? Why are you pulling this over on me again, Capcom? What the flip? Here, in this very cabin that was bolted shut from the inside. His body? It's the Mia no wait. No, it's not the Mia situation because Mia was the second person who helped out. What is going on though? Why is the mentor always dying? So Mia's the second mentor to die for a successor. What the flip? Please do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. My Kazuma, my darling Kazuma. And he's handcuffed. Surely you don't think I... Hey, Alex Gamer. How are you doing? I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Answer me, please! No. No! Kazuma-sama! It was just 2 short weeks ago. Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? Wow, so he tried to be a real bro, then ends up dead. Wow. It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was gonna die. Ah, yes. Ryunosuke-kun. Luggage. Professional luggage. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside of my trunk. You must be even less of a man than you look. Hey, honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we can confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. I'll tell you what, why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? Yeah, nobody will look in there, right? Then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. And look what happened. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. Wow. How can this have happened? We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. Now he's dead. We leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer. No, I'm not a murderer. Duh, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I mean, yes, I did stow away on the ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Susato-san? Please, tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Oh, it's time for the talking. Kazuma's death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This isn't just a bad dream? And these handcuffs. They think I did it? They think I'm Kazuma's killer? When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped those four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Or do you have some other explanation? Oh, maybe that vent? This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge? Even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato-san. Wow. Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me. The cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then. That's true, yes. About the incident. Can anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but he would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. I was waiting outside his cabin as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside... No! Kazuma-sama, no! This sucks! And the white tape there shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know, so it's my turn to ask you a question. Yes, alright. Oh, my head feels so heavy. It's still dropping like anything. Oh. Stowaway. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. Wait, is there a bathroom? How did I shower? I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. Illegally. He actually asked you. But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. I think I told you then, didn't I, that you ought to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. You have the talent, you have a talent for it, I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development, the center of the world in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, no, definitely not. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Spit it out. Nothing. Forget it. Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing, that he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he can do that with you. Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. Susato-san? I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean. If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me, to avoid me becoming guilty by association. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. Last night. If you're not the culprit, then tell me, what happened last night here in this cabin? Well, the thing is, I don't really remember. Kazuma brought me something to eat just like he always did. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there just like I always did. After that, I fell asleep? Well, yes. So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed. So the thing is, it was all pre-planned just to get to him by knocking either him. I think it was supposed to knock Kazuma out. Yeah, the food was supposed to knock Kazuma out, but instead it knocked me out. Or did the person know that I was here? I know it sounds unbelievable, really I do, but it's the truth. If only I woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything. Really? Is something wrong? No, it's... Please, forget it. Susato-san, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could have possibly done this. My goodness, this is crazy. Kazuma, I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this. Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen. I'm sorry, but Kazuma was killed right under my nose here, and I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around, my hands tied, while whoever who did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen. Well, what do you propose to do then? You be my hands. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hey, oh! Oh my goodness. Now that's a lady who can absolutely mess me up. What the? That was a Susato takedown. Susato what? What martial art form is that? I'm going to need you to prove it. Also, hold on, chat. I'm gonna fix that real quick. Let me go fix that real quick. There we go. Now it's all better. It's all better now, chat. We fixed it. We fixed it. Whoop. Sorry, prove it. Yes, you're innocent. I need evidence. But how am I supposed to... Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law. Ah, I see. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. This paper seal?
Yes!
Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? Oh, yes, it was. I remember clearly. I thought so. Kazuma always puts it in place whenever I went to sleep there. Just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well. Oh. Yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign from the wardrobe doors before he opened them. But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own. Yes, that's quite true. In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma. I'm doing this all while upside down, aren't I? How did I pull up the evidence like that? Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you. Thank you, Susato-san. Now, do you think perhaps you can help me up? Flip me back right side up. Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating here at least. Thank you, so you finally believe me? I'm sorry, no. What? I'm not sure yet. I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position. What does she think I am, a magician? For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same. Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san. Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts. Oh. I shall be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example. Right. Well, anyway, I should make a start at investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Ooh, fancy. Can I present my collar print to everybody? Susato-san, about this. I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san, but we don't have time to waste on anything else. We must find clues. Okay, I gotcha. She's really serious, though. Did we converse about everything? Alright, time to examine. Oh. Hello? Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes of the scene of the crime. Excuse me? What? I was wondering how it's going, the investigation, I mean. Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it is not true, I see. Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime, very funny. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke. He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty. He might have useful info, though. I have to keep trying. So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all? Niet, of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you. Did I hit a nerve? Just for a minute there, he seemed a little flustered. He did. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused I forget to look around properly. Ah, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? Ah. I'm sure you're careful to look around using the D-pad, aren't you? Now let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. Ah, by the way, chat, how's everybody doing so far? We're about to hit 2.5 hours in. What's this? That's my dinner from last night. A whole roast chicken, really? Dang. Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But, did you eat it on the floor here? I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I ate it at the table, of course. This game actually uses the touchscreen function? Ooh. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor. But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he? Nope, that's right, he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me. Oh no, does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly? It's just too horrible. Now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Poor Kazuma. Oh, it shows a check mark if I actually seen it. Now that's freaking helpful. Holy heck. I've investigated thoroughly, but I can't find any. Oh, I want to check out the table. There we go. There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason. Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still... No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama. No. Let's check around. What's this thing here? This Seigi. You like the clear indicator if you can click on something? I like that as well. I do love these things. These changes. Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma. Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet can you really look at those characters without feeling shame knowing who drew them so thoughtfully? Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to? Even though you stowed away on this ship? You got me there. Now you're gonna bring that up, aren't you? I can't win. Can never win about these things. The sword. That's Kazuma-sama's precious sword. He never went anywhere without it. Yes, he was always saying that a Japanese man's katana is his soul. I believe he had to work very hard to convince the government to allow him to bring it on this trip. I suppose that shows just how important it was to him. And now he's gone. But I'm not ready to let his spirit go just yet. Oh, will that be my sword? Carry his spirit with me? I hope so, because that would be cool. When I went for help and the crewman forced the door open, this bowl had been firmly closed. It's quite a small boat and not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone susses me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense all up and down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel, the culprit used a needle and thread to draw a bolt across from outside the room in a situation like this. Yes, that's a clever trick, isn't it? I'm an avid reader of detective stories myself. But the door of this cabin and its frames are made of metal, and they seal together perfectly. There will be no possibility of using that needle and thread trick here, I'm afraid. When she glares at me like that, I feel pins and needles all up and down my spine. She's got quite the stare going on, though. What's this? What do you think this is? It looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He wouldn't have securely carried a cute little trinket like this around with him, would he? And the mark beside it, what is it, I wonder? It has sort of a brick-like hue. Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Wait, what color brick? Red or brown? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. Brick. 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 Huh. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Burya. It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Guess I'm not allowed. What? Why are you staring at me? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet? What is Naruhodo-san? I can't decide. Well, one thing's for sure, either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here. What is he? The books have fallen over on the shelf, look. They've all toppled the same way. And what's this, a statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked, and everything mown down at once. Unidentified quantity? Unidentified, you mean, quantity means number. I'm redacted, let's say I'm redacted. I wonder if, perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. Then perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage? I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue. Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder? Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess. Isn't that tampering with the crime scene, though? Wow, she knows the exact placement of the books and everything. Huh, sus right there, huh? Knowing the exact placement of the books. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger into spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? You just really have to tip them up from the bottom based on where they fell? I'm just trying to make sus statements, Seibe, that's all. Do I look like I fixed a bookshelf before? Do I look like I have a bookshelf back here? I don't. I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. What? Then what language is it? It's Russian. It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Oh, the trunk. That's a very large traveling case, isn't it? Yes, it carries a load of memories for me. Memories? What do you mean? Wonder if he was rushing to write Well, that's actually how I was stowed away in this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case. Ah, yes, I see it says "this way up" in Japanese. Which in hindsight, I should have realized a foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read it. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Oh dear, being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds. Wait, for who? Naruhodo-san and Kazuma? Oh, Kazuma opens the case and sees his lover, Naruhodo-san, in there. They hold each other gently in their arms. Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown. Susato takedown! This is where dear Kazuma-sama would have sat whenever he was writing. London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. It looks as though the last entry is incomplete. Which means, what? He was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Let's see what it says. It could be a clue. Hiya! Oh! Dang it! You did it again. Hold on, I can fix that again. There we go. Oh no, she's doing it again. What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts. But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Dang, flipping me over twice. Poor Kazuma-sama. I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? Let's see, what else we got? Ah, my bedroom. It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san? I think living isn't quite the right description. Oh no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own little secret hideout. The trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. And last night was no exception. But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin. No, sadly not. Is there any more, or... There's this vent up here, but I want to check the bed. I've investigated thoroughly, but... Oh, okay, so bed not Okay, I can't investigate bed, gotcha. This is... Yes, it's a bell cord contraption, I think. What do you mean, contraption? I read about it in a book I was studying that talked about life in Great Britain. Large households often have bell cords like this, which you can pull to ring a bell to summon servants. Really? That sounds almost magical. Shall we give it a little try? Yes. In the interest of cultural research, obviously. Now I can see where the Maya Fey is kicking in. The Maya Fey is kicking in right now. Ding-a-ling-a-ling! I suppose nobody comes for lowly Japanese people. No, I'm sure it's just that everyone is busy, that's all. Aww, Susato. I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin. Isn't that a little odd? What do you mean? Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin. Oh, it would appear to, you're right. But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside. That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough or something like that. I suppose. Maybe that's it. Oh wait, what? Where did he come from? He wasn't there a minute. Yeah, he wasn't. He just visibly just went wow. As far as I can tell, it looks like he might be European. Oh, how did he... You noticed the man too, have you? Did you, Susato-san? You noticed the man as well. We all did. I have no idea who he is or how he got in here, but he looks sus and tall. Sus tall. Ah! Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. Do you really not know who that is? Well, no, I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him. Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited? By the way, I expect that you noticed already, but just in case, if you press A on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright, let's get that sus tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say. Oh, please do. Well, who's ready to meet the boy? We're going to meet the man, the myth, the legend himself. Sherlock Sholmes. Excuse me? Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh! This is a critical point in my investigation. Well, he's just looking under a desk. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Oh my... Greetings, I hope I haven't kept you long. Ah! What exactly were you doing at Kazuma's desk just now? Oh, the eyes. I see, fascinating. Sorry, what do you see? It feels like he's looking right through me. Oh yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan? Afghanistan? Where'd that come from? I perceive just recently returned if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, what? And now, whilst adventuring toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh, well, that's true at least. But how? He's got the pipe and everything. How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madame. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being as you are a merciless revolutionary? What? Are we playing the same game right now? You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to roll off the Crystal Tower! I love this man. I love this man already. He has 0 brains. And when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too. Okay, so he is total himbo status. Is that what you're saying? He is just gigantic himbo. Himbo Sholmes, I got you now. Himbo Sholmes. Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? Certainly I am. Oh my goodness, the posing. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't even see one person who fits the bill. So it's true. It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. I killed 16 people. I fled from Afghanistan I fled from Russia. I visited from Afghanistan and I'm going to Britain to blow up the Crystal Tower. Yes, it's true. Lock me up. What? And you're plotting a revolution too? Oh boy. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. No, listen. There's no way Hey! Oh boy. I got flipped over again. Hold on, let me fix that. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. My goodness, what a character. How could you do it? For pity's sake, open your eyes. I'm not a Russian revolutionary, obviously. Oh, forgive me. And as for you, what kind of deduction was that? You were just saying the first thing that came into your head. But was I not right? Whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you do find yourself in a most troubling predicament, do you not? Well, yes, maybe. There you have it, you see. What do you make of that, Well, to be honest, this ship is en route to England, and I'm in handcuffs at the scene of a murder. So, I'm not really sure you could call it deduction. It's more plain observation. Indeed, an observation, my dear boy, is the basis of all deduction. My method is founded upon the observation of trifles, you see. I announce my findings with a brassy certitude. And more often than not, I'm right. I don't think you introduced yourself. My apologies. How remiss of me. Oh. I am none other than the greatest detective of the century, known to men and women the world over. The inimitable Sherlock Holmes. There he is, there he is, there he is! There's our man, Sherlock Holmes. So, it's really you, the actual Sherlock Holmes? The very same, the inimitable, actual Sherlock Holmes. Do you know this man, Susato-san? The most famous detective in the world, Naruhodo-san? Of course I do! There's nobody who hasn't heard of him. What planet have I been living on, then? We must ask him what he's deduced. He will have worked out the entire case already, I'm sure. Really? Why do I feel uneasy about this? Oh boy. Look at him pose and whatnot. He seems so serious, and then you actually talk to him, and it's completely different. He's 34 years old, huh? So, you're a great detective, are you? Sorry, what was your name again? Indeed, I am none other than the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I see. You're German? Airlock, was it? No, I have no air. I mean, I have hair. Please, call me Sholmes. You can read all about my exploits in this exciting London publication. Oh yes, Rant's magazine, full of wonderful short stories and interest articles from Great Britain. I never miss an issue. I have it sent from England especially. Ah yes, here it is. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. So, you're the protagonist in a series of short stories then? Indeed I am. And you've read so many of your own stories, you've started to think you really are a detective. Make no mistake, I'm not the poor deluded fellow you take me for. Your inference is backward. Backward? My trusty biographer records my greatest detecting achievements and chronicles them in the magazine. You have a biographer? Do you? Doesn't everyone? Mine's go by the name of Dr. Wilson. Oh, your biographer's dead. Presently keeping shop in London. Dr. Wilson? I must say, thanks to that publication, I've been fantastically busy of late. Why, at this very moment, I'm returning from Asia, having solved the mystery of a cursed royal crown. Really? I can't work out whether I should take this man seriously or not. Deduction, you see, is to me a science, logical reasoning in its purest form. A science? Really? The astute observer notices even the most subtle of reactions in his subject. A furtive glance, a twitch of a muscle, a slight inclination of the posture. Fingernails, arm sleeves, furrows in the skin, all these things are data. Right. And the trained logician makes deductions from this data in the blink of an eye. The ultimate conclusion is, without fail, the truth. As I demonstrated only a few short moments ago. How can you look me in the eye and claim that? So you see, I have a turn both for observation and for deduction and fame. That is what makes me the one and only Sherlock Holmes. Oh my goodness. That was an introduction right there. Have you managed to deduce anything about this particular case yet? Have I managed to deduce anything? My dear fellow. Who do you suppose discovered the culprit in his most cunning hiding place? That's right. It was none other than the great detective before you now, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Ah, I see, in other words. I'm in these now because of him. Thank you, Sherlock. When I became anxious about Kazuma-sama this morning, I summoned all of the crew members to force the cabin doors open. Let's see, you still call him Sherlock Holmes and Watson because you played the fan translation. Also, the fan translation kept Sherlock Holmes. But the thing is, Sherlock Holmes sounds like a Phoenix Wright name. It does sound like a name in the Phoenix Wright universe. Sherlock Holmes doesn't sound that far off. And I concealed myself among their number, gaining entry to the scene of the crime. Yes, luckily for everyone, the great detective, Sherlock Holmes, was on board. And the handcuffs seem to be an excellent fit, Mr. Naruhodo. The very moment I laid eyes on the scene, two facts were immediately apparent to me. Oh, really? Two facts, you say? Wow. Mr. Holmes, tell us, please, what two facts were apparent to you when you came into this cabin this morning? Not because he's named Sherlock Holmes, because Sherlock Holmes has a personality, or so I've heard. I mean, the thing is, I'm pretty sure the actual Sherlock Holmes does not act like this, but I'm curious, does the fan translation keep this personality of his that he's so unique? Ah, yes, but first, let us be precise. The two facts in question were immediately apparent to me. Yes, I understand, but what were they? Allow me to elucidate. The two facts that I deduced from a mere momentary glance at the scene of the crime were as follows. Number 1, the cabin was locked from within, rendering escape of the culprit out of the question. 2. The victim was Russian and killed following a dispute with an acquaintance. Hold on, Mr. Holmes, what made you think the victim was Russian? Observe the dying message left by the victim on the floor. So it is Russian, I was right earlier. That is the Russian word for wardrobe. Oh, so the actual killer was aware of me in there. So it was all predetermined. Do you really think Kazuma-sama could have left the dying message in Russian? So the actual killer is Russian. In their final moments, many find their native tongue fill in their head. For this young man, Russian. Kazuma was Russian, was he? Initially, I considered Garderob may be the name of a killer. A certain Robert Gard, perhaps. But in the interest of thoroughness, I decided it would be wrong not to look inside the wardrobe there at least. Where you found Mr. Naruhodo sleeping soundly. Quite so, I found you, the renowned Russian revolutionary killer. Why is it that I'm Russian too? I observed that you were wearing the same attire as the victim. In other words, you were acquainted. And if my memory serves, that outfit is the traditional dress of the Russian people. Our school uniforms are the traditional dress of the Russian people? I had no idea. Oh, goodness. And I had no idea a detective could get something so wrong. I took a photograph of the victim in the message, that I might analyze it for possible hidden details. Do you think Sholmes was Russian on his This was taken immediately after the young man was discovered before the body was removed. Yes, Kazuma had already been taken away when I woke up. This is the first time I've actually seen him like this. Kazuma, why? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, thank you. Aww, Kazuma. Kazuma? Can I ask you something, Mr. Sholmes? What, pray? You mentioned Russia before as well, didn't you? You know, when you said I was a fearsome revolutionary fleeing from Russia and all that. Ah, yes, the train of reasoning that led me to the truth. Would you mind explaining that train of reasoning to me, do you think? Oh, I guess that means certainly, okay. How many times? I'm not Russian and I don't speak Russian. Who speaks Russian? Can we talk about your deduction before? The things you concluded about me, I mean. Ah, the now famously accurate, troubling predicament you find yourself in? Actually, it was the other details that I was more hoping to discuss. You know, the merciless Russian revolutionary and assassin of 16 part. Ah yes, the more assorted details. It was a fairly commonplace deduction. Here we have this morning's paper. The main headline reads... Revolutionary Bolshevik? Bolshevik. There has to be a pun in there. Violent is violent. Violent Bolshevik. Please Russia via Shanghai. Violent Bolshevik. This vessel made a port call at Shanghai yesterday, and last night the young Russian was murdered. Maybe things are not as they appear. Ignore the fact that appear is not actually pronounced as appear. Oh my goodness, Stevie, how many more jokes do you got? Huh? Since was Kazuma Russian? It sounds like Mr. Sholmes has concluded he was Russian because of what Kazuma-sama wrote on the floor. It was a simple act of reasoning to realize that the culprit of this crime was the same merciless revolutionary. One who would have killed a boatload. Because we're on a boat. One who would kill the very man who helped him to escape after his true identity was discovered. Yes, you. Violent Bolshevik. There has to be a pun in it. Violent Bolshevik. No, how could it be me? I don't look anything like this man, just look at his face. It's a ship, a boat, a ship, either way we're on water. Well, you are a fearsome revolutionary after all. Therefore, you have no doubt learned to revolutionize your appearance as well. Please. And I might add, your name does not appear on the ship's passenger list. Need I say more? Well, that's because I'm a stowaway. What about the other details? The 16 victims of assassination and blowing up the Crystal Tower. Ah, yes, the journalist clearly interviewed the man and printed all those particulars in the article. The deeds the man has perpetrated thus far and those he is plotting. Yes, everything about this revolutionary Bolshevik was included. There can be no mistake. Do revolutionaries usually agree to interviews with newspaper reporters, I wonder? And what about the part where he said I was just returning from Afghanistan? Also quite clearly stated here in the article. Bolshevik has recently returned after a period of subversive activities in a war-torn region of Afghanistan. Where even is it anyway? This Afghanistan place. Does Afghanistan even exist? What is Afghanistan? Here, take the paper for yourself. As a little memento of this great deduction. Oh, thank you. I've absorbed all that is of interest to me within its pages, but I see no rubbish bin nearby. Violin Bolshevik. Bolshevik. Yeah. Violin Bolshevik. Vielen Vorschivak. Vorschivak. Vorschivik. Vorschivik. Interesting. And you may find the article on the back page of Interested as well. On the back? Cast your eye over it sometime if the interest takes you, though you may need someone to interpret. It's all written in Russian. I couldn't hope to read it. But I suppose it wouldn't hurt just to glance at the article. Maybe there might be a picture or two. And now, what were you just investigating on that desk like a cat? Before we started talking, you were examining Kazuma's desk, weren't you? Kazuma? Ah, yes, the victim. Did you notice anything useful, anything at all? Observe for a moment the desktop of the victim. I see the book. We see that the victim was engaged in penning some text. London Diary. Kazuma was keeping notes of the trip. Ah, but I don't think you should read his private writings. It could upset people. Tragic. And something you ought to perhaps elucidate before the act of reading. You mean you've read it already? It is my business to know what other people do not. Yes, believe it or not, I know a smattering of Japanese. A smattering? Oh, I see. Well, you're about to know what a Susato takedown is. No, he's not gonna get the takedown. Susato-san, aren't you gonna throw the detective with one of your trademark takedowns? I'm sorry, Naruhodo-san, what on earth do you mean? Life is so unfair. Imagine if Maya can do that. Imagine if Maya had her own takedown. But the best she has is a Maya slap. Anyway, to return to the matter at hand, namely this diary belonging to the victim. It would appear the final sentence is incomplete, as if the author were cut short. Tell me, what is the nature of the writing? Pray be precise as to details. Oh, but I thought you knew Japanese. A smattering, dear boy, a smattering. Sayonara, bonsai, mikado, nado nado. I trust you're suitably impressed. Oh boy, I am highly impressed right now. But this diary is littered with complicated looking characters of which I can read precisely none. I know all my stuff from anime. Baka. So what was all that showing off about before then? If you would be so kind as to show me, I would be happy to read it to you, Mr. Sholmes. I'm much obliged, my dear madam. The final entry here in Kazuma-sama's diary consists of just two short sentences. The first reads, 1:23 a.m. I can hear a faint whistling sound. A whistling sound? These are very deep waters. Pray, go on. The second sentence reads, 1:35 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. So, the snake? A speckled band? What on earth does that mean? I have no idea. I've never heard that expression before. The ventilator grill, you say? The man was presumably referring to the lattice there on the wall, which connects to the adjoining cabin. Yes, the adjoining cabin. Ah, a speckled band. So I believe I've given you enough to consider for the time being at least. Do you have somewhere to go? As it happens, the victim's writings in his diary have piqued my interest. The matter warrants further investigation, I believe, and if I'm still too long, the seasickness takes hold. Oh, I suppose. You're thinking of investigating the cabin next door, which the ventilator connects to? Great detectives are a curious breed. Our minds rebel at stagnation. We crave mental exhalation. So yes, I intend to investigate. Hence the truth will become clear soon enough. Do you think perhaps that we can go with you? No, that would be somewhat complicated. What? But why? A simple glance at your wrist should reveal the answer. They just love doing that, don't they? Oh, these. After all, you're the prime sus in this matter. No? There's no point in trying to turn it into a question. You're the one who decided I was the culprit in the first place. Whatever you do, you mean. I have no recollection of naming you as the culprit at any point. Wait, what? You must be joking! You just said it! Only a moment ago! Dear me, you are clearly misguided. I would have no cause to say such a thing. Well, actually, Mr. Sholmes, I did hear you say that too. You're quite sure? Well, that's very strange. I wouldn't have said you had the face of a criminal, you know. Not really. So what, were you looking at my knees before? Some great detective you are. Well, anyway, this was then and this is now. What do you mean? What I mean, sir, is this. If you are the culprit, then you must play the part more convincingly. Roll over and accept your fate. As he gives you this face before you die. That's the last thing you see before you die. Now he's just being plain rude. Curse you, Sholmes. And off he goes, having just laughed in my face. His sense of humor is as twisted as his name. Naruhodo-san, what are you just standing there for? We must go and investigate the cabin next door as well. Aren't you forgetting something? What about these? There's no way Oh! Is she gonna break my handcuffs with that throw? After Kazuma-sama spent his dying moments struggling to leave us a clue, you're willing to give up? You're just gonna roll over and accept your fate? Actually, if you gave me any choice in the rolling over part. I guess we gotta go. I think we still have some investigation to finish off in here first, don't we? Let's carry on examining what we can in this cabin while we wait for a chance to slip next door. Good idea. The situation doesn't look good for me, but there are still things I can do to help myself. And I owe it to Kazuma to do everything I can to find a way out of this. And bring the real culprit to justice. Is something wrong, Naruhodo-san? Is that our boy? Oh no, it's just that crewman standing by the door. I can't help feeling like I've seen him somewhere before. Oh yes, you're right. He does look familiar. Excuse me, sir. Yes, what can I do for you? There's our boy! I recognize that face, but it can't be. Yep, we can't forget that cough either. It is! I didn't know you were here, Inspector Hosonaga. Hello again. What are you doing here? I think that should be my line. I was so stunned when I saw you, my heart stopped. Nearly stopped, I hope. I received some special orders to go undercover as a member of the crew on board this ship. Again? You certainly seem to enjoy undercover work, Inspector. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I never expected to see this man on board, but perhaps his presence can help me out of this hopeless situation. Alright, chat, I feel like I'm gonna stop here for now. A lot has happened, and I need to rest my voice. I'll be back tomorrow night with another stream, but I hope you all enjoyed tonight's stream. Thank you everybody who came tonight. If you haven't followed, please do for more, and I upload daily on my YouTube channel. Until then, I'll catch you another time. Adios, everybody. Thanks for coming by. Have a good night. And look at pictures of Herlock Sholmes all night. Do that. Do that now. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.